Hey everyone, we're going to go ahead and take a look inside the tropics. We now have Tropical Storm Michael we're taking a look at, still located there just off the Yucatan Peninsula coast, affecting portions of western Cuba and the Yucatan Peninsula, bringing heavy rainfall, of course, the chance for flash flooding and gusty winds right now, as it is a tropical storm. Right now has sustained wind speeds of 50 miles per hour, gusts up to 60 miles per hour. It's moving north-northeast at 3 miles per hour, so a slow mover. Earlier today, it was basically stationary, now pushing a little further north there, very slowly, though still at 3 miles per hour. Expected to strengthen into a Category 1 storm. It's going to be over open waters. They're going to be warm waters. It's going to be limited on shear. So by Tuesday morning into the afternoon, they're expecting to be Category 1, and models indicating now, the latest update showing that it could even strengthen into a Category 2 as it moves on shore there in the Florida Panhandle. Definitely a storm to watch here. Earlier, it was moving very quickly. Now it's starting to slow down a little bit. When the storm starts to slow down, it starts to gain strength as it sits over those open waters. It's going to move right over the Gulf Coast, the Gulf Loop there, which is the very, very warm waters, and it's looking at wind speeds right now, Wednesday, 2 p.m., right off the Florida Panhandle coast as a Category 2 at 100 miles per hour. So Michael definitely now a storm to watch as it approaches the northern Gulf Coast. Most of the models are in agreement that it's going to make landfall anywhere between close to Pensacola and the Alabama coast over by Gulf Shores, and as far over south as you move into Panama City and the Florida Panhandle. So Florida and Alabama, even portions of the Mississippi coast, on high alert with this one as it continues to move into the Gulf there, out of the Caribbean into the Gulf, and as it continues to strengthen. As of wind speeds, take a look at Baton Rouge. We're on the far western portion or side of this storm. In terms of tropical storm wind speeds, we only have a 5 to 10% chance here in Baton Rouge to see those wind speeds. Most of the heavy, strong winds are going to be further off to our east. Now, since we're on the western side of the storm, that's the best side to be on the side of the storm there. So Baton Rouge right now looks to be pretty good, considering that the storm continues to push and track further off to our east, putting us on the west side of the storm. European model shows it making landfall there and along the Florida Panhandle just south of Panama City, and making its way up there through the southeast and the eastern coast, dropping heavy rainfall through parts of Georgia, southeast Georgia, southeast, or most of, I should say, South Carolina and North Carolina. A lot of those locations seeing anywhere to 4 to 5 inches or more as the storm makes its way inland and continues to push off to the northeast before it moves offshore. Baton Rouge here, take a look. Colors of greens and blues indicating some of us will see less than half an inch and some of us will see up to an inch of rainfall. So not all that bad here in Baton Rouge. And Michael now is our 13, I had to count there for a second, 13 named storm of the season here. So again, right around average for our seasonal average. I think they said between 10 and 12. So we're at 13 here, 13 named storm of the Atlantic hurricane season. So again, Michael is a tropical storm right now, expected to strengthen. Models are suggesting now a Category 1, even to a Category 2, with wind speeds up to 100 miles per hour before it makes landfall there in the Florida Panhandle. So Michael is definitely a storm to watch here in Baton Rouge. It's not necessarily coming towards us. We're still going to watch it. We're still going to keep a close eye on it, but it's not the biggest of concerns in terms of the effects that we're going to feel from Michael. But if you're heading east over the next week, or you have family over in the Florida Panhandle, make sure you have a game plan, make sure you're prepared, and make sure you're ready as Michael approaches the northern Gulf Coast. We'll have another update soon. Have a good one.